What is important is that we've identified an opportunity of pushing more promotion on the eastern part of South Africa that links the province of KwaZulu-Natal, Swaziland, and the southern part of Mozambique, which would then be Maputo. The first thing that we've done, we've created a brand. We had to brand it so that it's much easier for everyone to know what they talk about. We call it the History Route. We've done for about 3 years now a huge expedition consisting of about 200 people, media, DMCs, just to educate them about what the region has to offer. Obviously, it's very rich in culture. There's also a lot of beaches that are actually available, as well as adventure. We call it the History Route, and we want to push more of that so that people can visit the eastern part of Africa. I think basically you're looking at typically maybe someone landing in the main hub, maybe, which is Johannesburg, and then flying into Maputo and starting a tour from Maputo, then going into Swaziland and down into KZN and flying out of Durban. Or typically landing in Johannesburg and driving to Swaziland. From Swaziland you go to Maputo, and Maputo you then go down to Isimangaliso Wetlands Park, all the way down to Durban, or getting into Durban and sort of like going up, experiencing the whole of KZN. But there's different things, and also we offer cruise experience also out of Durban as a seasonal repositioning by cruise liners, which means that you can offer a safari and cruise where you're actually able to experience safari but also cruise all the way up in terms of the east coast of Africa. What we've done, obviously, we got a new airport with the old airport having had its own constraint. We've built a new airport now, King Shaka International Airport, and we wanting to increase more direct international arrivals. As the first point is we need to build relationships with the airlines. We then pursued and successfully won the bid to host the World Routes Development Forum. It's going to be hosted in Africa for the first time in 2015 September. It's going to be in Durban. Obviously, the whole purpose is to promote King Shaka International Airport. At the same time, we've also done a lot of work in terms of doing route analysis, looking at the demand patterns, also how we can actually intervene. So going forward, one of the big things that we're talking to the tour operators about is to restructure or reorganize some of the tours that we support, particularly in terms of the marketing partnerships, such that they stimulate direct demand for travel, even though if it is not achieved directly, even if it goes via the hub. But we may still be able to trace those numbers, because that's what most airlines are actually looking for. They're saying, show us the numbers. So we are currently busy restructuring our engagements with most tour operators, such that the partnerships that we get into for marketing begins to stimulate some of those numbers, so that there's a very clear case for that. Because at the end of the day, we have to support the stimulation of that demand and also the sustainability of any route that is launched by any airline. If you don't have a relationship with people, you can never get to do the business. We look at this as a platform to strengthen relationships, agree on high-level vision and programs of things that you're going to do, with the understanding, obviously, that the operational team will then begin to drill down into the details. I think the time that's allowed is sort of not sufficient to then go down into making critical business decisions, but I think it is important to build a relationship, because if you don't have relationships with people, there is just no ways that you can expect them to do something. Because remember, everyone that's here, you've got the world that is coming to London, they're trying to sell to the same person, and obviously, relationship does count in terms of how much attention they give to you. So we see this as a very critical part of knowing and understanding the players and also the value chain, and also to get out of this thing of there's always a temptation that you communicate a lot at home to yourself, and at the end of the day, you're not talking to the people who then make it happen, who happen to be seated here in our case, because this is a very important market to us. So we see a great value in coming here, because we've built strong relationships. We've achieved a lot. Just to give you an example, last year we met with a tour operator from Poland who spoke to us about some idea of launching charters. It was a high-level discussion that we then followed. We did express an interest, but I'm glad to say that on Thursday the 6th, the first charter is actually arriving, so exactly 1 year on. So these things does work, but you have to follow up on this, but relationships are built here.